the CGI rule set, and I'm pulling up the scoring system. Thank you. I'm pulling up the scoring system right now, and we're trying to figure out, compared to all the other scoring systems, the differentiation between the pit or the alley, as you guys call it. In karate combat, they call it the pit. I can't find the actual scoring system, but one thing I do want to point out, because I'm trying to be a little bit more factual as we do these podcasts, so they're not all about Rampage's sex escapades in Asia, and we have a little bit more factual content about MMA. And I think the audience will like it more, so we don't have to hear about Rampage and his little Tootsie Roll every weekend. But what's wrong?
That was a bit out of order.
That was a what? Out of order?
That was a bit out of order.
Out of what?
Out of order. I know I'm speaking correct English.
Out of order? What is out of order?
You said something about me having a Tootsie Roll. Think about that. That was a bit out of order.
No, people would call their piece like snacks. Like some people will come.
Why mine got to be called a Tootsie Roll though? That was out of order, bro.
It's better than a Jolly Rancher.
A Jolly Rancher is normally bigger than a Tootsie Roll, so I don't fucking know.
I'm not fat. I never measured one.
Oh my God.
You can't even measure a Tootsie Roll.
Jolly Rancher. Oh yeah, they have the little small. And I was talking about the long ruler like Jolly Ranchers when I was a kid.
My God.
Yeah, but that was out of order. Back to what you were saying. That was better. You know what I'm saying?
That might have been the funniest thing ever. Nicky Rod just said Rampage JAXXON has a Jolly Rancher.
No, I was just saying, if you had to pick one, what would you pick, Jolly Rancher?
Tootsie Roll or Jolly Rancher? So smaller, even smaller.
I wouldn't pick neither.
Wow.
I wouldn't pick.
So what would you call yourself as a nickname?
I'm not putting my memory on blast on this.
If you can't be honest with me right now, Human Blue Chew, then no one can be honest with you.
No, we ain't on it. Let's go back to.
All right, let's ask the JAXXON Podcast Discord. What would Rampage JAXXON call himself as a nickname?
I never gave him.
But if you had to give a nickname,
I would never give him a nickname. I never measured him. Never gave him a nickname. Nothing.
So
I just feed him. I just feed him when he's hungry.
That's what you do?
That's what I do. The motherfucker get hungry, I feed him.
That's what you do?
That's what I do.
All right.
He eats a lot.
So the scoring system compared to other scoring systems in karate combat's the closest thing I could find because of the pit is most of the stalls in jiu-jitsu happen from being pushed out of bounds, then reset and replaced in the middle of the mat at the same position. So for people who don't know the game or how it works, like that's if you were like in basketball, when you ran out, you would have to just start right there at that point with the guard, the defender in his guard on you. And in jiu-jitsu, no pun intended, but same thing, maybe in the guard. What do you think the difference between the alley or the pit, as they call it, is to like ADCC for you as an athlete?
Okay, so taking the refs away from it is super important. And by the refs, I mean like you go out of bounds in a good position, you get reset in the middle, probably in a not so good position or even neutral, right? So every time you go close out of bounds when it comes to ADCC or other matches, there's some kind of reset, some kind of adjustment. In the alley, there is no ref interference. You just go until the match is over or you submit your opponent. So I think it's very important. Like it's similar to, you know, being in the cage when there's no out of bounds. You get on the wall, you still got to continue to compete on the wall. You can't just get in a bad position, run out of bounds and force a reset as so. For me, it was the best experience competing I've ever had as far as how the show was run, but also in the alley, having the walls, you can use the walls in different various ways to pin your opponent and stop their momentum. And then again, just not having the reset, not having the ref interfere with your match is a true blessing. And when it comes to the judging criteria, I believe it was something like they judge pressure, like offensive activity, then submission attempts, and then bodily control being like mount, side control, back takes, etc. So that was kind of the scoring they were going for. So if you're attacking the entire match, regardless, and it went to decision, you're going to be the one that won.